welcome right here at the one and only USA Strength Gym in Sherman, Texas. How are you doing today?
Doing fucking great. Had a great strongman Saturday, lifting heavy weights with big people doing big things.
Hell yeah. And would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Big Bill. I am a strongman competitor, super heavyweight class. I am a former Navy sailor. I was stationed overseas most of my time in the military, and born and raised in Texas.
Hell yeah, let me see it.
Dallas, Texas.
Badass. And also, thanks for doing what you were doing for serving our country, and God bless all the men and women who have served. So
absolutely.
Thank you, brother. We all appreciate that.
Absolutely, brother.
And moving forward, with you being Big Bill and also the big strongman competitor that you are, can you talk to me about your latest competition and also about your latest style of training and how that's going lately, and we'll just go from there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I competed at USA Strength back in May. It was the Proving Grounds, and I won that one.
Oh, nice.
Super heavyweight. That was my second comp, and I won. Before that, I did a USA Strength, not USA Strength, sorry, Metroflex. I competed at that one in May of 22. That was my first comp ever.
I actually remember that.
Yep. And that was after my brain injury in 2020, so I had to bounce back from that.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Learn how to walk and talk and all that again. Prove all the doctors wrong, saying, hey, you're never going to be able to lift heavy weight, due to your injury. I told them, watch this. And yeah, my training style consists of a lot of powerlifting and strongman, like kind of a combination. We do a little bit of both. And then I do a little bit of bodybuilding as well, working the auxiliaries and stuff with high reps, 4 sets of 10 or 12, a lot of that. And I feel like it blends well with what I'm doing for the strongman stuff. And so I feel like the mixture of both of those gives me the best of both worlds.
Nice. And I think it's just simply because you're adding on like more muscle mass on top of that, and also like having like bigger muscle mass. That's going to protect the joints, especially with like the amount of like heavy ass weight you're actually lifting and maneuvering for strongman. And it's also like add on like overall strength on top of that. But what's really going to add on strength is just going for like higher weights, lower reps, and sometimes explosive work, such as like doing like plyometric workouts and so forth. And that's going to help increase that muscle mass. But or not muscle mass, but muscle fibers. But doing like bodybuilding stuff along with like explosive stuff and powerlifting training, I think that's really helping in your training for sure.
Absolutely.
So let's take it back before your first strongman competition, and with that one incident that you have, can you take me back to when it happened and what happened, and also like from the beginning, like what was going on through your mind, and also like what really motivated you to like not only do strongman, but what got you to where you are now, and also where you're going to be in the near future for the sport of strongman. We'll just start from the beginning.
Well, 2019 is when I decided I first wanted to really do strongman. I'd watched Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall and all them compete, years before that, but I finally decided that's what I wanted to do. So I started training for it. And I didn't know about Metroflex at the time, so I didn't have a gym that had strongman implements. So I was training at a gym, trying to lift heavy, basically, to get to where I needed to be. October 23rd of 2020, I had a traumatic brain injury. I was working as private security, and I got jumped by 3 guys in a parking garage. And because of that, I have titanium plates holding my head together.
Oh, wow.
I was in a medically induced coma for over a month, and I had to learn how to walk and talk and move and do any of that stuff all over again. And it took me about 6 months after I was in a medically induced coma for a month. After that, it took me about 6 months to fully recover and learning how to do all those things again. Meanwhile, the whole time the doctors were telling me, don't worry about going to the gym, don't worry about lifting. Don't worry about being able to lift heavy weights. You're probably never going to be able to do it. The strain will probably kill you. And I told them that it's just going to have to kill me because I'm not going to get this stuff. I love weightlifting, period. My time in the military, dealing with PTSD, this is a great stress relief. Come to the gym and just be in the iron. And you know, you meet a lot of great people in the gym too. I got a lot of friends that I consider like brothers and sisters in the gym, and it's a real community, and you know, you really bond and get to do things with the kind of people you should associate yourself with if you want.
Wow.
And so yeah, bouncing back from that, I started training with you, and you were getting me ready for my first strongman show, and had some bumps along the way, so it took me a little longer than I wanted. But in May of 22, I took 5th place in the super heavyweight class open at Metroflex Strongest, and from there, it's just been a journey ever since.
Wow. And also, like, you're not like only like, well, obviously like walking and talking, but you're like lifting and improving like your strength, your overall athleticism and everything. At first, like, you gain like all the way up to like, well, like what, 350, the unwanted weight at first, and then you like losing some weight, and then you're pretty much gain your weight back to like, what are you right now? Yeah, like what, 320, 330 of like pretty much all muscle now?
About 315 right now. 315,
wow.
317.
You know what, you're not only like succeeding expectations and proving people wrong, but you're actually just like living, you're just living proof. And you're just definitely living proof that anything can happen if you put your mind to it.
Absolutely.
And you did not give two shits like what people say or think. You just did it anyway because you loved it. And it's kind of like similar to like what happened with John Paul Siverson. He's kept like lifting and he kept like training hard and heavy, and he actually died for what he believed in. And you're willing to do the same thing, except you're obviously living, and you're not only bigger in like muscle size, but you're also like healthier too. You're doing like great with all those lifts. You actually did really great, like just holding your ground against me and Mula Muscle while we were deadlifting today. And you're like right up with us, and actually you end up pulling the same amount of weight as we did. And for me personally, I'm a real experienced strongman, and you caught up to me today. Absolutely. So that's definitely living proof right there.
I appreciate that, brother. And I squatted 615 for 2 reps before that.
Oh shit, you squatted 615 for 2 reps, and then you deadlifted 775 for 1 rep, and so forth. And you're still going heavy like after that one exercise, and that was it. But hey, that's definitely good stuff.
Yes, sir.
And you're definitely living proof. And we would have never guessed like what your past story was unless you obviously told us what happened. Absolutely. I mean, plus I got a story to tell too, but that's gonna be like much later on in one of my videos. But hey, maybe someone can interview with the Bulldog.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll just see when the time comes. But we all have a good story to tell, that's for sure.
You can do anything you put your mind to. Don't ever let anybody tell you any different.
Oh yeah. And don't worry about what people say or think, just only focus on you.
Absolutely.
That's what I kept telling myself. And personally, when once I stopped giving a crap what people think, that's when I felt completely free, and I was able to move forward and kept getting better every single day.
Absolutely. That's the only way to go.
Oh yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now I'll move on to the first important question of this interview. What is it that you like about strongman?
I like the conversations that pop up when people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, you know, we deadlift cars, we press big logs overhead. You know, we measure how far we can throw rocks."
Oh yeah, I think believe that like we started from like right here, and you threw what 25 feet with a 16-pound rock. Pretty impressive.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do weird things like that, and it's all about true test of strength. And that's what I enjoy most about it, because you have rules and regulations and equipped lifting where you put like suits and things like that on, where you can do other lifts, and that's all well and good if you want to do it, but you know, there's nothing between you and that goddamn boulder on the ground.
Oh yeah.
When you're lifting it up, putting it over a bar, or just putting it on your shoulder, you know, who thinks to do that kind of stuff?
Nobody. Like not even like modern day gym rats would even think about that kind of stuff. And what's great for strongman, in my opinion, is just, well, what you've already said, a true test of functional strength, and that pretty much takes it back from 1,000 years ago during the Highland Games, aka the Scottish Games. And that's what strongman is, just the modern version of the Scottish Games.
Exactly.
Except like we do truck pulls and keg tosses and Atlas stones, one of those concrete balls right there, and so forth. All right, so now the next question.
I'm listening.
Why do you like strongman?
because I like to put, you know, back your bull, like Eddie Hall says. You know, there's only one way to back your bull in strongman. And, you know, when it comes to the gym, somebody can say, well, I bench press 500 pounds. I deadlift 700 pounds. That's awesome. What's your time on a truck pull? You know, that's 50,000 pounds. How far did you pull it? How fast did you pull it? You know? What's the heaviest stone you've ever lifted? What are you really willing to put on the line to achieve the goal you set out to do? Because it takes you into a whole nother place when you're doing strongman. You know, if you fail a lift, you usually got bars or people to catch it.
Yeah.
You're putting that boulder on your shoulder, like there's nobody there to help to catch it.
It's just you versus that weird object.
Yeah, there's no way that anybody can help you with that one. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's just you and that heavy object. That's it. Exactly. It's just like the thing with powerlifting, especially the bench press, like you've just mentioned. It's really like only a true test of like static strength. But the question is, do you have the overall functional strength? Can you actually move? Can you actually run really fast while maneuvering that heavy weight at the same time?
Yeah, picking up a 300-pound rock and running with it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just like we did, I believe, 3 months ago? We did like right here in this aisle.
Running down the alleyway with it, yep.
You picked up 300-pound rock for 40 feet. I probably picked up for like 70 feet.
Yeah.
But you're definitely living proof and catching up to a real experienced strongman like myself and a few other guys. So, and you don't even give a damn what people say or think. You just do it the way how you want to do it, and you just keep on fighting for what you believe in.
Exactly.
And that's what I call a modern day warrior.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And also that's why you're Big Bill. But anyway, we'll move forward. So moving forward to like the reason for my YouTube channel is about popularizing the sport of strongman nationwide. And you want to hear a crazy fun fact? The sport of strongman was actually created here in America, but it became way more popular in Europe.
I believe that.
And you know, like what started the sport of strongman right here? It actually originally started off as an entertainment show back at Universal Studios in 1977, back in Hollywood, California. And it was originated as like an entertainment show, but just because of the popularity, it kept growing and growing where it became like an actual sport. Another crazy fact about the first World's Strongest Man competition back in 1977, Lou Ferrigno was actually a competitor at the time.
Yeah, yep.
And you know, the original Hulk.
Yep.
And also one of those other famous bodybuilders, Frank Colombo.
Yep.
He was actually also competing at the first World's Strongest Man competition.
I did see that.
But the 1970s World's Strongest Man competition is far way different than today's World's Strongest Man.
Oh yeah.
It's just crazy about the evolution and evolutionary sport of that.
Come a long way.
Yeah, it definitely has. But what really needs to change, it needs to be popular here, especially when it was created here in America. Especially it started off in California. At least it's like really popular in Texas. And believe it or not, it's actually a lot more popular here in Texas than California, but it needs to be popular in every state.
Absolutely.
And it needs to become mainstream like the NFL, and that's what I'm hoping for. But of course, it's not going to only take my YouTube channel to help grow the sport. It's going to take an army of us to spread the awareness and spread the information about the sport of strongman.
Absolutely.
And usually for those first time spectators, when they come to a local strongman competition, they fall in love with it, and that's what happens. And that's what we're going to have to do, just spread awareness of it.
Absolutely. It's crazy to see what, guys like us can do. People wouldn't think it, and we're here to prove you that it's possible.
Oh, yeah. And another great benefits of strongman, like we don't just do it for fun, but it's also like perfect therapy, and also like helps us forget about the past and everything. I personally had a troubling past, but I'm going to talk about my story probably like next few months down the road. But it's just great for everything. It also like helps improve not only your overall strength, but also like prevents arthritis, osteoporosis, prevents bone diseases, helps with the overall cardiovascular health and everything.
Yep.
And strongman is just good for a lot of things.
Absolutely.
So moving forward to the most important question of this interview, where would you like to see the sport of strongman in the next 5, 10, or 20 years from now?
I'd like to see it to be as popular as the NFL.
Hell yeah.
When it comes time for the Super Bowl, you've got 50, 60, 80 million. That's just ballpark. I have no idea, but I know it's millions of people watch that.
Oh yeah.
Around the world. It's not just here in America. And so I'd like to see, World's Strongest Man or the Strongest Man on Earth and things like that become more popular. You know, in Texas, football is a huge deal. You play football through, you know, Pee Wee, and you play it in junior high and high school, and then you go off and play it in college if you do, and then you go play it on the pro level. I mean, there's so many levels of it, but here in Texas, it's a big deal.
Oh yeah, you know, just like how football is huge here in Texas, like its own religion. Well, strongman needs to be just as big as well, and I feel like we're finally getting there. It's just going to take some time. I'm hoping like the next 5 years will be huge in Texas, almost as big as football, but maybe in like the next 10 years it'll be big, like the NFL.
More well known.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, we're basically following the footsteps, but I'm starting this right here in Texas, and I feel like that's like the starting ground for how we can like really like popularize the sport and make it mainstream, like the NFL, NBA, MLB, and so forth, which it needs to be, especially when the sport started right here in America, like I've already mentioned.
Absolutely.
So yeah, let's keep doing this. Let's keep kicking ass, and let's spread awareness of it.
Hell yeah.
And so forth. Oh yeah, and also I want to mention like one more thing before I ask that last question. I'm sure you heard of Giants Live in the UK, right?
What?
I'm sure you heard of Giants Live in the UK, right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping the sport will grow enough where we can have like an Americanized version of Giants Live.
Giants Live
here
in Las Vegas this year.
Oh hell yeah!
They're going to have a strongman show in Las Vegas.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you want to find out more about the sport of strongman, go ahead and check out Giants Live. That's going to be held in Las Vegas. And do you know what the date is?
What?
And do you know what the date is for?
I do not.
Okay. So check out Giants Live. You really want to find more about like strongman and everything. What we need to do is just start growing, like, just to grow the Giants Live here in America, where it can be just popularized, just as popular as the UK, as far as like the audience, the attendance, and everything. But it's just only going to take an army of us to spread the awareness.
Absolutely.
And so forth. And last question before I close off this interview: how did you get the name Big Bill?
So, Dylan Bulldog Bartz named me Big Bill. I walked into Metroflex and started training with him, and I think it was like 2 or 3 months into training, I started to really show progress and build and get stronger and learn the lifts and everything. And one day on Strongman Saturday, he's like, "We're gonna call you Big Bill," and it's stuck since. So.
Oh yeah, and also like it just fits you, your big progression, your big PRs, overall big size, big strengths coming along with it, and also your big personality too.
Yes, sir.
And also named you Big Bill on top of that because your real name is William, but I know Bill is short for William, so that definitely suits you.
I was actually named after Wild Buffalo Bill. His name's William Cody.
Oh wow.
So.
You were definitely wild in your days, but now you're just big
now
and strong.
Big Bill. Yep.
Just Big Bill. Like it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so that pretty much sums up everything. Is there anything else you want to say before I close off this interview?
You guys go like and subscribe to the channel. Check out, give Bart some love here, and go check out my channel too. It's at Big Bad Bill, and yeah, stay tuned because we're doing big things, and you guys don't want to miss it.
Hell yeah! So, just like we've talked about, if you want to help grow the sport of strongman here in America, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Strong Life with Dylan Bartz, and also please subscribe to Big Bad Bill 56 on his YouTube channel. Give him a like, give him subscribe, and also subscribe to Strong Personality. So us three, we can really like grow the sport of strongman for sure.
Let's do this.
So Bill, you did a kick-ass job today, not just in this interview, but also at today's Strongman Saturday.
Hell yeah.
How well you've done and how well you've improved in the past like 5 years since that one big incident up till now. And now you're like catching up with the big dogs.
Yep.
And you're surpassing everyone.
Big Bill's coming.
And let's go. Oh, and also one last thing. Can you talk to us about Strongman Saturday and why we all need to come?
You guys need to come to Strongman Saturday because what else are you going to do on a fucking Saturday than get strong? Yeah!
Yeah! All right, please like, subscribe. Thank you all so much for the support so far. And also, God bless. Stay tuned.